So here's the video for day 7 lesson. This is a lesson on sales tax and either finding sales tax for a certain amount or determining your total when given sales tax. So here we have 2 receipts from the same restaurant that has a tax rate of 8%. That's going to be important. We're going to use that for both questions. Okay, so the one on the left says some other person's sales tax is $1.60. How much was their subtotal? So we can look here at their receipt and we know that the tax is $1.60. But we need to find their total for their food. So we know we have a percent, this 8%, so we're going to set up a proportion. We always know 100 goes in the bottom. Okay, this is talking about part over whole, okay, because our tax is just a part of our overall total. So percent is always out of 100, so that 8 is going to go over 100. And then we have the sales tax, okay? So tax is just a part of our overall total, so that $1.60 is going to go on top, X will go on bottom. From here, it's business as usual. We cross multiply. 8 times x is 8x. $1.60 times 100. Now, whenever we multiply and divide by 100, we have a shortcut. Okay? When I multiply, my numbers usually get bigger, and 100 has 2 zeros on it. So all that means when I multiply by 100 is I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the right. So 100x is now equal to, 8x is equal to 160. Okay, from here we have to get x by itself. So we're going to divide both sides by 8. Top number goes in, bottom number goes out. 8 will not go into 1, but it will go into 16 2 times. That gives us 16. Bring down a 0. Bring back up a 0. So x equals 20. So in this case, our subtotal, because that's what we were trying to solve for, is 20. So then if I want my total for everything, my meal plus tax, it's going to be $21.60. Remember, sales tax gets added to our total. Sales tax means add. Okay? The second receipt, this time, it says another person's subtotal is $24.50. How much will those sales tax be? So this time we know the subtotal. We need to find the tax and then get our total. So again, we're going to need a proportion. 8% is still our tax rate, so percent is out of 100. Still representing part and whole. Okay? That $24.50 is our total so far for our food. So then x will go on top to find the part that is the sales tax. So we will cross multiply 100 times x. And then we have to do $24.50 times 8. I'm going to put that here. 8 times 0 is 0. 8 times 5 is 40. 8 times 4 is 32. Plus 4 makes 36. 8 times 2 is 16. Plus 3 makes 19. And then our decimal has to move 2 places. So 100x is equal to 196. To get x by itself, we will divide both sides by 100. Now, over here, we multiplied by 100, and our decimal moved 2 times to the right. Over here, we have to divide by 100, so when we divide, our number usually gets smaller. 100 still has 2 zeros, so we're going to take our decimal and this time move it 2 places to the left. So x is $1.96. That's going to be our tax. So then if we want to get our total, we do $24.50 plus $1.96. 0 plus 6 is 6. 9 plus 5 is 14. 4 plus 1 plus 1 makes 6. 2 comes straight down. Decimal also comes straight down. So our total for everything, meal plus tax, is $26.46. Okay, our next activity, we're looking at the sales tax rate for two different cities. We're going to be buying the same items from each city, but the sales tax rate is going to be different. So if we look at city 1, our paper towels are $8. The sales tax is 48 cents. So the total is $8.48 because remember, sales tax gets added. So $8 plus 48 cents equals $8.48. So the second row should be pretty easy. We have our total for our lamp is 25. Sales tax is $1.50, so we will add 25 plus $1.50 equals $26.50. Now, before we can figure out what our sales tax is going to be for our pack of gum, we need to know what our sales tax rate is. So for our receipt questions, we knew that our sales tax rate was 8%. But when we're looking at city 1, we don't know what our sales tax rate is, so we have to figure that out in order to fill in the rest of our table. So we're talking about part and whole still. Remember that sales tax is our part and the price of the item is our whole. So when we set up our proportion, part and whole, okay, we do not have a percent, so X will go over 100. We're going to use this first example that was given to us. Okay, the sales tax was 48 cents for the paper towels, and the cost of the paper towels was $8. So now we're going to use that information and cross multiply 8 times X. I'm going to multiply 48 cents times 100, but remember, I'm just going to take my decimal 2 places to the right because I'm multiplying, so that's going to be 48. To get X by itself, we need to divide both sides by 8. And 48 divided by 8, 48 divided by 8 is 6. So this is going to be a 6% tax rate for city 1. So now that we have our tax rate, we can figure out what our pack of gum is going to cost us. So we're going to use 6% this time. Okay, we do not know the tax, so it's going to be X. And then our total for our pack of gum is 1. So we cross multiply 100 times X, 6 times 1. We're going to divide both sides by 100. And since I'm dividing, I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the left this time. And I will fill in my empty space with a 0. So our sales tax for the pack of gum is going to be 6 cents. So $1 plus 6 cents is just $1.06. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing for our laundry soap. Again, we now know our sales tax rate is 6%. Percent is out of 100. Okay, our laundry soap costs $12 and we are trying to figure out the tax. So we cross multiply 100 times X. 12 times 6 is 72. We will divide both sides by 100. And since I am dividing by 100, I'm going to move my decimal 2 places to the left. So it's going to be 72 cents. So $12 plus, we now know our tax is 72 cents, is going to be $12.72. And we're not going to worry about this bottom row. Okay. Now we're going to look at city 2. So all of that was for city 1. Okay, city 2. And we're going to repeat the same process over again. So here we still have the same 4 items, the same prices, but notice our sales tax is 64 cents this time instead of 48 cents. So again, sales tax is our part. The cost of the item is our whole. $8 plus 64 cents equals $8.64. So the second row, 25 plus $2 is going to be $27. So now we need to do the same thing that we did for city 1, and we need to figure out what our tax rate is going to be. So we're going to use our paper towels because that was already given for us and figure out what our sales tax rate will be. So this is going to be city 2. We do not know the percent yet. That's what we are trying to figure out. So our part is going to be the 64 cents, and our whole will be the $8. Cross multiply 8x. 64 cents times 100. Again, we're just going to drag that decimal to the right this time because we're multiplying. So 8x equals 64. Divide both sides by 8. 8 times 8 is 64. So for city 2, we have an 8% tax rate. So we're going to use that to fill in the missing pieces that are left in our table. So here, our pack of gum is $1 again, but now we have an 8% tax rate. So I'm going to use 8 out of 100. And then my whole, the cost of the gum is $1. X will be the part for the tax. Cross multiply, we have 100x and 8. Divide both sides by 100. And when we divide by 100, that decimal is going to go back to the left. And I will fill in the empty spot with a 0. So our sales tax for the pack of gum is going to be 8 cents. So $1 plus 8 cents is $1.08. All right, and then the last one, we're going to do the laundry soap. So we have our 8% tax. Our laundry soap is still $12. And X will go over 100. Cross multiply, we have 100x. 12 times 8 makes 96. Divide both sides by 100. When we divide by 100, that decimal is going to go to the left 2 times. So it's 96 cents. So $12 plus our 96 cents tax is going to make $12.96. And again, we're not going to worry about that bottom row. We have the rest of the table filled in. So there is your day 7 lesson on sales tax.